Thank you very much. I'm Denison Jayasuriya. I think as already mentioned by the speakers, dialogue of this nature is very important, especially for non-parliamentarians to get an opportunity to raise questions, to have similar experiences, and I think I would like to congratulate both speakers of the House for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Secondly, which is my question to the Minister and maybe even our Tun to draw from his years of experience as DPM and as MP, to what extent would the government empower grassroots communities to have a greater say in local development matters? Because we find a lot of top-down economic planning, very little of grassroots communities, whether fishing community, paddy farmers, small town development, island development. How would we empower them to provide input to EPU, the planning process, and to strengthen grassroots democracies? Thank you very much.
Silakan.
Thank you, Doctor. In fact, that's on the point. Basically, we are working, in the next few weeks to launch a grassroots-based poverty alleviation program. In the past, what happened was that government will pick from a list and just disburse 10, 20,000, and then that's it. We're going to shift the approach completely. We will be working with as many social enterprise as possible. We want to make sure that there's a sustainability, and we want to bring in the local community to work with this. So there will be a shift, but of course, implementation-wise, it will be in stages. We have to do a few pilot all over the place first, see how it works, and then if this pilot case works well, by half a year, we hope to scale up all over the country. So at my ministry, we've been talking about that. The stakeholders are very different nowadays, and precisely because, as I said, we need to be more agile. The channel is very different than in the past, where one instruction, it goes and it filtered down. Actually, it's almost flat now that we have to work with as many CSOs and community groups. In the past, for example, if we want to push certain policies, say dengan belia, you work with Persatuan Belia. And Persatuan Belia has layers daripada daerah all the way up. The hierarchical nature of that is not as effective as, for example, different groups, locally based, community driven, where they take stake in their surrounding, and you work in lateral with as many such groups as possible. It is more difficult to administer. The risk is slightly higher because it's not as controlled as before. It's no longer as in control environment, and you have to manage the stakeholders process a lot more rigorously. But there's no two ways about it, because government cannot control and manage everything anymore. There's a limit to how much we can know and we can plan. We hopefully will be able to set the parameters, allocate the resources, and channel those resources to empower such social enterprise and local communities to work together. And we are hopefully we will test it with poverty alleviation program first, because we want to plug them into the food value chain by community. But of course, you can't just give it to them. The government then have to bring different stakeholders and players along the value chain and plug them and assist the local community to work. And hopefully, If that works, then that certainly will take more chunk of our efforts going forward.